I'm going to pull up some references of some like haunted mansions from video games and just kind of pick and pull different aspects and see if I can figure out a way to create a custom tile set for that. I still want to keep black and white as much as possible, so I'm going to try to only do gray tones back there. No color, no blues, no greens, no purples. Just white, not that black and black. Oh, we also want to change the canvas size, right? Okay, looking at the level that I'm referencing for Super Mario World, the actual sprite size was 5120 by 720, which I think the 720 is including the basement, the dungeon, the pipes. Yeah, it's including the pipes. That's way too big. How big that is, that's huge. But I think that's okay because the field of view is still going to be this screen, right? So like this is all you're going to see while you play the game. But we need it to be larger so we can draw our tile map. Just had this information earlier, how tall this map is. There's this website that breaks down everything about the game. And the reason why I'm so connected to this information is because I just want to reference kind of what I grew up with and what some of my nostalgia hits are. And just having like a parameter to work in between really helps me. Oh darn it, I have it on my iPad, 1 second. Okay, so there's two resources I've been using. One is the spritesresource.com, where the map size on here is 5120 by 432. So we're gonna copy that. That looks way better to me. Okay. The other site I was referencing is tcrf.net. It's a really great site. It's an amazing breakdown of the game. It really helps someone like me to understand some of the parameters. And I know we're not going to follow every parameter to a T, but I kind of want to box myself in a little bit to help with efficiency in trying to actually build something versus like, you know, futzing about and trying to be like, oh, do I go with this size or this size? Just pick a box and play in it, and then I can always expand it or make it smaller as I need it to. But this is our entire level. So if I put this background reference image here, you can see it's the same size. It's skewed over a little bit. And my height was a little taller, but it was about the right width. That works. So now with this information, I can actually build out an entire thing here. But again, can I get the BG tile to move to the left, or do I have to move the camera to the right? I feel like I might have to move the camera to the right, which I did not want to do. Just because it adds another thing. Like, it's easy enough to say, like, hey, take this OBJ and have it move to the left. That's super easy to do. It's one line of code, or, you know, roughly. But to have the camera follow the character, but also to have the camera go at a constant rate to the right, and not have the character ever leave the camera's rear view and not go any further right than required. I'm sure it's all something that's probably super easy once you do it, but it just creates more variables, you know? It creates more things that I wasn't prepared to do for this particular project. But we might have to do it anyway. But I think I like building with tiles so much, I'd rather do that because it just seems fun. So this basically back here is going to be our deep background, like deep background. No, but we would need parallax, right? So I would imagine you'd be able to move tile layers. Parallax tile layers. Oh my gosh. Yeah, use layer X, layer ID X to move a layer. So I might be able to not have to animate the camera, but we're going to go ahead and copy this link somewhere so we can access it later. I want to keep all these links here so I can credit people properly as I'm learning. And also it's great for me to re-reference to figure out what the heck I was doing if I forgot. Oh, great. Next steps is to build out some tiles. So we want to go grayscale, and I think we want to do 16 by 16, right? Oh wait, no, we need reference images. Okay, let's go find reference images. It turned out to always use Super Mario World as reference, but when I searched in Ghusty Mansions, of course, this came up. But fun things to pick apart here. Well, I guess what I love about Super Mario World maps in general is how not over detailed the backgrounds are. That's one of my favorite things. They do such a good job keeping the background super minimal and only as detailed as it needs to be, keeping the focus where it should be. I love it. I love it so much. I love that balance. So if we were to pull from the Ghost Mansion, we have a couple windows. We have a light source, which we're probably not going to have because the idea is for the whole mansion to be dark. But I know that's kind of complicated because you have all these light sources trying to blow it out. So why is the background not lit as well? It almost makes me wonder if I should do like an animated tile set where frame 1 is lights on and frame 2 is lights off. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. Let's just assume the whole thing is dark because we know we at least want that. And if we want a light on situation, we can do that later. Anyway, so what do we see here? We see some short rectangle planks, some cross beams, some lamps. It's kind of spooky mansion. Pretty good spooky mansion. I don't know if there's other good spooky mansions. Spooky mansions. Man, I bet there's some... Oh, Castlevania. Yeah, Castlevania. How come that didn't pop up when I typed in? I guess those are more spooky castles. 16-bit. I like 16-bit. Yeah, so Castlevania is pretty interesting. You know, we got some pillars. Some other stuff, trees, spoopy trees. It might be fun to have a spoopy tree outside the window. I think that's kind of cool. Man, I love this cartridge so much. It's pretty fun. A lot of bricks. We could have bricks, I suppose. Got some wallpaper. Oh yeah, some like torn apart wallpaper. That's kind of cool. It's kind of exposing the same type of structure that's in the haunted mansions in Super Mario World. I wonder what that is. It's like a building material, right? Old Victorian homes. Yeah, so okay, this is good. So how was it built? Pinterest coming in clutch. Pinterest, I don't understand you sometimes. Victoria homes, wallpaper torn. I just want to see like wallpaper taken off of the Victoria homes to see how it was built. It's built. Torn down. Interior. Ooh, that's spoopy. Okay, what do we have here? So interesting. So we have like these like middle nails, or I don't know what that is. Some like old beams, variation in color and texture, which is great. You can kind of see like this pattern go across like that. It's white, it's dark, really dark up here. This is somewhat similar to Castlevania and Super Mario World in a way, right? But we can change values to show age. We don't need to necessarily do it too much and checkerboard it too much, but we can change it to show age, which I do like. We have here some tiny wooden floor beams, ceiling beams. It's floor up there, ceiling from down here. These interesting like curvatures on the top there. Again, the torn apart wallpaper. I don't know if that's necessarily wallpaper in this case, but that torn apart like smooth surface with like the broken texture underneath it. I love that a lot. I do want to use that. We can find just a little bit more images. Creepy vibes. And the idea is to be like, it should be like haunted in like a lighthearted way. Wallpaper. I wonder if we should go for like a wallpaper texture with like missing beams. With missing paper. That's kind of fun, right? Like missing paper pieces. Wait, we have some information. You know what? The last thing I want to do is I want to look up Luigis Mansion for the 3DS, which I actually never beat. I have it, but I didn't beat it. Let's see if we can just get some information. The reason I'm doing 3DS is because it's more low res. I'm trying to embrace the low res. So again, we have some major beams, a smooth and kind of dilapidated wall. There's like a pattern here. Okay, we're gonna take this information and we're gonna make something.